With us now to discuss is Jonathan Conricus, retired Israel Defense Forces Lieutenant Colonel and former IDF spokesperson. Always great to have you on the show. You are also live in Tel Aviv, so it's great to have you for your perspective. So I want to talk to you about what Robert Sherman just reported on, and also we had this report from a former Israeli ambassador to the United States. Just here in this last hour, Sir Michael Herzog told us that his sources are telling him that Khamenei has been hit. We don't know if that has been confirmed. We don't know to what extent. So I'm wondering if you've heard anything on that and what you make of what Sherman just said.
Yeah, I agree with most of what Sherman said. And I'd say regarding the reports regarding Khamenei, that's the working assumption, and that is the preliminary assessment. Not yet confirmed, not yet official. Of course, we all know that these things take time. Israel has a lot of experience with killing terrorists that are far away, that are hiding, that are under the ground, that are trying not to be killed, and Israel has a lot of experience in getting to them anyhow. But we will have to wait and be a bit more patient until we actually know. I believe that the chances are good because I haven't heard Israeli security officials speak about it in this way in any case where it didn't apparently also turn out to be the reality. But it's still too early. If indeed Khamenei has been killed, that is a game changer. That is really a tremendous success for the US and for Israel. That is something that will bring very significant tailwinds for the Iranian people to actually take to the streets, confront the regime, and actually overthrow it. I'm sure that that is almost a condition in a US-Israeli perspective. That's something that needs to happen for this to be a successful operation against the regime. And as President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu said, this operation, Epic Fury and Roaring Lion, it is about taking down the Iranian regime. And he is the personification of the regime. There are also reports that other senior officials, head of the IRGC, General Pakpour, and the defense minister have been eliminated, but not yet confirmed.
Okay, so you mentioned that we don't know yet, that we have to be patient, but how are we going to find out? How does that work?
Well, eventually, I think Israel will have, the intel that it needs in order to establish. And again, Israel has a strong track record here with trustworthy information. When Israel says officially that indeed a certain terrorist was killed, whether it was Nasrallah, Yahya Sinwar, Haniyeh, or many others, it does so only after it is very sure, based on conservative assessments, that indeed the objective was achieved. And that'll be based on listening to the Iranians, on human sources on the ground, on intercepts of Iranian communications and various other sources. And I'm sure that there are Israeli personnel working for the Israeli Mossad on the ground with access to what's happening. And eventually it'll be a summary of all of that assessment. And I'm sure that the Iranian regime will try to obfuscate and hide and muddy the waters as much as possible, because from an Iranian perspective, this is the most important asset. It would be a tremendous blow, an embarrassment, and really something that would be a real threat for the continuity of this regime.
I want to talk to you about what we're seeing on our screen here. I'm looking at the local time there in Israel coming up on 5 o'clock p.m. What do you make of the uptick of sirens and what we've been hearing in the last 90 minutes that Robert Sherman has been reporting? It's been consistent. He also reported that he just heard rapid volleys of fire, which was a different dynamic than he had heard in the previous few hours. But in terms of these sirens going off every 20 minutes, what do you make of that, and how do you see it?
Yeah, I understand that there were actually, for the first time, impacts in central Israel, that missiles actually got through, and there are reports of explosions on the ground. Still no reports of casualties, but they may come. Up until now, almost 12 hours into this operation or war, we haven't had any casualties in Israel, and of course I hope that will continue so.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.